Can you do a video that is put in the Rancor pit by Jabba for pulling on the chain? She was blue, she was green, but I do believe that you are speaking about Oola. So Oola was a Twi'lek from the planet Ryloth, and she was born into a primitive clan where her father was chieftain. Now, she grew up alongside her sister and two nieces. She had a natural talent for dancing, which then led her to train at a very renowned school, where she honed her skills in sensual performance. However, jealousy from a rival disrupted this. Her life then took a downward turn from there on out. Eventually, Bib Fortuna abducted Oola from her clan. He had intended to present Oola to Jabba as a gift. He had her trained in the art of exotic dance to please Jabba. When he first took her to Tatooine, he then filled Oola's head with tales of wonders, and this fancy sparkled life is waiting for her in Jabba's palace. But despite receiving offers from complete strangers to help her get away, Oola chose to trust Bib Fortuna. She was driven by her own curiosity and hopes for a brighter future. Her arrival at Jabba's stronghold, however, completely shattered those illusions. From that point, she was forced into servitude. Oola was made to wear a very uncomfortable outfit made of black netting. It had leather straps and a grey collar attached to a chain. Her beauty really caught Jabba's attention, but she rejected his advances at every turn. Good on ya. But with very little choice, she was dancing for her life, chained to that throne. She frequently performed alongside another enslaved trainer by the name of Yana Dal Gargan. While Oola's movements were graceful and refined, Gargan's deliberate improvised style served as a stark contrast, which created a really good dynamic display for Jabba's court. Time passes on and Oola witnesses numerous events that happened in Jabba's palace. She was present when Han Solo, who was frozen in carbonite, was delivered to Jabba by Boba Fett. Later, she joined another performer by the name of Jess to inspect Han Solo's frozen in carbonite body. Despite her grim situation, Oola seemed to be momentarily lifted. She was intrigued by the infamous smuggler and remarked on his rugged good looks, but also expressed some kind of disbelief that someone of Han's reputation fell into the grasp of Jabba. Their curiosity was then interrupted when another performer came along to tell them to hide because Jabba was coming. Later in 4 ABY, Oola's situation grew increasingly more dire. She was sitting near Jabba on his throne when two droids turned up, R2-D2 and C-3PO. As we know from Return of the Jedi, they were carrying a message from Luke Skywalker. Luke had requested Han Solo's release in exchange for these two droids. Jabba dismisses the plea, declaring that he has absolutely no intention of giving up his prized decoration. Shortly after, as part of her duties, Oola then dances for Jabba again with the Max Rebo band. When her performance ended, Jabba demanded an encore. Misinterpreting the order, the band then launched into an improvised piece called Jedi Rocks, and Oola reluctantly resumed dancing. But growing impatient, Jabba then yanks at Oola's chain. Humiliated and defiant, Oola resisted getting any closer to Jabba, and this just enraged him. In response, he triggers the trapdoor beneath her feet, sending her plummeting into the Rancor's pit. The court erupted in excitement as she landed in the pit. Disoriented, she looks up at the grates above and she sees the crowd gathered round. Then moments later, a heavy door opens, revealing Jabba's monster pet, the Rancor. Oola's screams had echoed through the chamber, but she was devoured while the court cheered her very tragic end. But she would soon be avenged, because ironically, the revelry of those watching was soon short-lived. The next day, during Luke Skywalker's daring rescue mission, Jabba and many of his followers met their demise at his sail barge. That's all I have on Oola. Hope it helped.